Okay, Assalamu alaikum. This is Fatima, Chief Executive Officer, Read Pakistan. And today we have with us the nursing assistant. Oh, and I'm sure that everybody who has been looking at the posters would be knowing by now that Jasmine is a licensed nursing assistant. Not just that, she is also the international motivation speaker and quite a motivation speaker for a lot of people, and especially for me, since the time we last spoke for 30 minutes. And we turned out to be very good friends. And she is also a publisher. She's a published author. She's a poet. And well, I should rather call you a poetess, but let's not get into it now. So she's a poet. She has been an interviewer at the same time. And like me, she is also a host. I hope you're hosting shows even now. And well, okay, so not just hosting, just like that, but she's been hosting for a lot of very nice, very creative shows like Come Bog with Jazz, the voiceover artist, and the Shadow Minister of Kindness. Really? I still have to look into that, Jasmine. So, we'll be looking into that if you're the minister of kindness. And of course, she is, one person who has come on GNC shows, GCN shows actually, and she is the documentary creator as well. When we talk of Jasmine, this was basically a very formal kind of an introduction. But when we come to informality, Jasmine is the kind of person everybody would love to be around because she is so much fun. And the best part about her is that she's going to laugh like a little baby, which is like really amazing. And I love her laughter. So these are the things that we're going to experience today, everybody. Today was really going to be tough for me. We as in myself, obviously, because I'm here in Pakistan and Jasmine is there in USA. So there was this time lab that we had to render to. And now that we're together, I am so grateful to Jasmine that she has actually pulled out some gracious moments to bestow upon us and to be with and to be with us. So, everybody out there, whoever has been seeing Read Talks must be knowing that we introduce most wonderful creatures. I'm going to go like this so, of planet Earth. And now, this little wonderful creature is going to be Jasmine today. And Jasmine is a multi talented person, over energetic at times, but at the same time she is a real cool person, and I have loved the moments that I've spent with Jasmine. And even though it's just like, it's a virtual thing that we've spent together, but it has been really amazing. So I'm going to just stop with the cut with my thing, and I'm going to ask Jasmine how she is feeling. How are you today, Jasmine?
I feel very good. I've been waiting for this day since, I don't know, last week. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. It's quite an honor to be on your show. I've actually heard of it before, and I've always wanted to be on it. So now I'm on it, and I'm really happy. So thank
Yeah, and
you.
I'm really happy that I can see you in this car again, because the first time that we talked, you were still, kind of, we were having this chit chat, very informal one, and Jasmine was there in her car. I think it was midnight that we were speaking with one another.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yes,
Yep.
yes. This is really amazing. Okay, so Jasmine, I am quickly going to move over to the panel of interest that everybody is going to hold. Two, three things that are like really important. So I'm going to start with those. First of all, it's always people who have just started to see our little chit chat. I think they should be knowing that READtalks is a very informal platform. We introduce people who are otherwise very formal and very, they have attained a lot in their life, but then at the same time we want that people should be introduced to them in the most informal manner, so that other people can know that they are humans too. So this is going to be 1 hour of informal, mushy stuff, lovey-dovey, and all easy. That reminds me of your book as well. But okay. So Jasmine, I'm gonna start with now. Of course, that everybody is acquainted with the idea that we'll be talking about books, and we're going to sort of connect your life with your reading habits and your books. So my first question is going to be, how and when did you actually start reading?
Oh wow, what a wonderful question. I started reading when I was very little. I forgot what age. And it was funny because so here I am. I'd be sitting in my rocking chair with a pile of books this high, and I just had them stuffed against me and everything. And I used to read so much. I'm not even kidding. Like I would spend hours in my room just reading. I could say that forever. And my parents were like, "All right, we're gonna ban you from reading because you are reading too much." They didn't ban me totally. They just reduced the amount of time that I could read because I was such an avid reader. And I think it's the fact that I've read so many books, I can't count, that has helped me become the person I am today.
Oh, it's a wonderful person you've turned out to be. Yeah. So, well, basically, sometimes when I ask people at what age have they actually started reading, mostly people don't even remember. Why? Because avid readers usually don't remember that they're avid readers, and they have their interest like really scooped into them since they're like little kids and everything. So they don't actually remember the age. And that is exactly the answer I'm getting from you, which actually means that voila, you have really turned out to be a person who was always carrying a pile of books around you and always taking advantage of books. By the way, don't you, when you're reading so much, as in, now this is like off the tenterhooks kind of a question, but tell me what happens, as in, do you forget that, if you think about, say, for instance, if I'm reading 5 books a day, as in different patches of the day,
Yeah.
I have introduced myself to 5 different books. Do you think that you lose the connection, or the connect that you have with one particular book, and do you forget the context after a while, or the name of the book? Does that happen to you?
Well, yeah, the more books I read, the more I do forget. Well, I don't forget the information that I've learned, but I forget who's written. It's kind of complicated, but it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. Because if you just read one book a week, maybe you'll be more likely to remember. But if you read, I'd say 20 books a day, then of course you're not going to remember every single person that that wrote
But
that book that you're reading.
of course. But I think that when I was quite young and I was reading too many books, it always came to me that, I would remember few, and then I would forget the names of few. And then, but at the end of the day, I felt that everything just became a part of my blood and my body. And I think that's what literature, or that's what reading does to you. And I think that's exactly what it has done to you as well, Jasmine. Don't you think so?
Oh yeah, totally. Um, oh yeah, so I don't read that much now because I've adopted a new style of reading. And it's a style of reading that you might not even be aware of, but you do it all the time. Instead of reading books, I read humans. Yes, I read human beings. Okay, so reading a book, you learn information, you get information out of it, it helps you grow. Humans, I learn from humans, they help me grow too. So they're my new books. And besides, being is their own story in itself. So there you go.
Yeah, and that's definitely a better way of learning as well. I wouldn't really say better, but it's an altogether different route to approach probably the same, lessons, or maybe the same destinations at the end of the day. So, okay, now I'm going to move on to something really different and interesting. By the way, before I move on to the next question, I
Mm.
am definitely going to, and like I requested, that let me just, put forward this in front of the people when we would be going live. I definitely want to talk about, because you're an author. So first, I'll ask you one question, then we'll talk about your book. I really am interested to talk about your book. So as an author, where do you see yourself? How much reading has really, brought you close to your destination? How much reading has actually sort of licensed you to be an author?
Like I said, um, I don't do much reading these days of like typical books. Like I
Yeah.
said, humans are my new books. So this past year, with all the humans I've connected with, the more I've learned from them, and they are what helped me become where I am today. Published author, everything else.
Everything else. Published
Everything
author.
else.
The book then, yeah, because I definitely want to talk about your book. Okay, so your book that you're co-authoring with your best friend is called You Are the Love, right?
Yes.
And
Uh-huh.
while we were talking, I just asked, I was like, okay, so what is it about? And first of all, I was thinking, okay, if it is about love, love can be of so many different contexts. And
Mm.
yeah, I remember that. But then, what is your book about? So tell me. And
Well,
actually tell
the book You Are the Love is about love and how love is the healing medicine of this earth, and how love can be shared amongst everyone, and how love is the ultimate healer on this planet. You can heal anything with love. Wars, conflicts, disagreements, everything else can be healed with love. That's what our book is about. You are the love. That is what the book is about.
So is it encircling you, or is it encircling love, or is it encircling you being in love?
Ah, nice question. Wow. Okay, number one, you means everyone, the one that's reading the book. You are the love. You yourself, as a human being, is the embodiment of the feeling, the emotion of love.
Oh, that's nice. It's
Wow.
actually deep. Yeah. Did you
Wow,
just
I
make
just
that
came up with that.
up? Yeah, you just made that up, didn't you? Or did you copy your own
I
book?
just came up with that. That just came out.
That's very nice. That's very
Wow.
nice. You have a positive, I have a positive influence over you, or
Yes,
love,
you
whatever.
do. You really do.
Okay, so as a healer, you have taken love. Why did why did you come up with this idea? As in, I see that there are a lot of people writing about intellect and writing about other things which are more sophisticated in life. I think love in itself is pretty much sophisticated, but people don't really talk about it. It's like more or less like a cliche that people don't want to talk about love. Even if they are in love, they would just not discuss it. And so is the case with other things. They would think that it is a weakness rather than a power. What would you like to say about
Mm-mm.
that?
Oh wait, let me stop you right there.
Oh,
Love
okay.
does not have to be romantic. There's not only one type of love out there. There's multiple types of love.
Yeah.
There's friendship love. There's love towards your coworkers. There's love towards your animals. There's love towards your family. There's love towards your friends. There's love towards the planet. There's love towards everything, you know? I mean, it's not just, oh, hey, in order to love somebody, you gotta be all in it with them. That's not true. I mean, I love my fellow humans. Heck, I love you. What's a big deal?
That's the thing. But see, the point is that not everybody is talking about, because we start giving it names. Like, for instance, if we love human beings, then we start giving it cliches like social work. And we wouldn't really like to call it by its actual original name. So is the case with pets. We would say, okay, it's like feelings for things which are not human. Then when we talk about people who are not of the same religion, they will say, you have a soft corner for the minorities and so on. So we would like to always practically put a tag on things, and then at the end of the day, you would always feel that you know that not everybody really can understand the concept. You remember when we were having a first talk, I said this is very nice because it has so many facets, because love is of so
Yeah.
many types. I most certainly feel that I'm approximately every day in love with nature, because there's like, wow, look at the sky, and then I'm like, wow, look at the
Yeah.
trees, and so on and so on. So yeah, everybody has a different feeling attached with it, right? And
Hmm.
but you are calling it as an ultimate healer.
Yes.
Okay,
It
explain more for people.
Okay, well, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Love is the most down to earth, the most truest, the most caring feeling you will ever experience in your whole life. When someone loves you, they love you for you. They don't, well, actually, there's some people that love with a reason, but the real love is when someone loves you without a reason. So back to the whole love is the ultimate healer. Love is the ultimate healer because love sees no boundaries. Love loves you for you.
Great.
Simple.
So that makes you the shadow minister of kindness because you're
Yeah.
talking about love. Great. So that's proven. Okay, I'm going to go back to reading for a while, just to put forward a few questions that
Okay.
just might interest the people who are watching us right now, or maybe they would be watching us later. So see, I've been thinking, for people who are authors, do you think that reading is something that is going to, not just you, I mean generally speaking, okay? So I just want your general opinion on this. That for people who are authors, do you think that for as compared to normal people, people who are authors need more of reading? They need more of not just humans like the way you are doing nowadays, but do you think that reading books and reading other things, and even humans, do they play a more pivotal role when it comes to authors, as compared to other people who are, you know, who are not really authoring anything or writing books, or who are not literally related with the literal world, as in literature or other knowledgeable, vestas. So do you think?
Um. Yeah, reading books is good, but based on my experience, I find that, directly connecting with the human beings on this world is even better because you're getting the rawest of information that you could ever possibly get, versus just reading a book. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love reading books, but I've realized that um forming connections and learning from your fellow humans serves a much greater purpose than reading a book in order to become an author. So in my opinion, if you want to become a good author, then okay, first of all, you got to get in touch with yourself and your own experiences, and then you gonna have to go outward and learn from other people, and then
I
mix
think.
the two together, and boom, you got your story.
Wait. So, how much reading do you think has actually made difference in your life before you started reading people?
Oh, well, it did make a considerable impact because I remember back in 8th grade we had a poetry contest, and it was a poem contest to be more specific. And for the winners, well, the winners would get their poem published in a book. And I remember submitting mine. It was about bullying and how bullying was wrong and everything. And it got published. So yeah, reading books did make a good impact on my life. But now reading humans have made an even bigger impact on my life, and I would never go back.
You would never go back.
I would never go back to reading books because reading humans is so much more precious to me.
Of course, of course. You find a new genre altogether, which is, I think it's very important. That reminds me, I was just speaking with Jessica Lockhart today, and we were just having an informal exchange of words. And basically, she is the person who has introduced humanology to the world. And she's a brilliant person otherwise as well. But you know what you were saying, as in reading humans, she's a humanologist and a person who has introduced humanology, and she actually believes in the same thing. And I think that most of the people who are readers, they at the end of the day or in the middle of their career or in the middle of their life, they understand that, you know, reading humans is far better, but at the same time reading books is also important. How do you feel, my next question, Jessica, is going to be, how do you actually feel, as in when you were the host, or you know, you were kind of conducting your own shows, so when you were hosting, how did you feel about it, and how do you compare that feeling with today that you were being hosted?
It actually it's weird because yeah, sure, I'm the host, but I don't, when I'm hosting a show, I don't feel like the host. Like I just feel like me and the guest are like teamed up together to produce some great content for the audience. So like so really, I mean, me being the guest today, I just have the same feeling. Like we're on a team and we're here to produce some great content, you know? I don't know. That's what I feel.
That's a wonderful feeling. Nobody has ever answered me like that before. And I
Really?
think, yes, no,
Ah,
no. Yeah, because I wouldn't really ask these kind of questions, but you know, because you have been hosting, you know, different shows. So I wanted to know, actually, I wanted to get the feel of it, that you're being hosted and how does it feel. And I think you've really nicely, brilliantly answered it, because at the end, it's like producing something really wonderful together, and that's the ultimate goal or the ultimate prize by the end of it. What do you think?
collaboration.
So, what do you think? What message would you like to give to people who would like to become authors or book writers? What one message do you think is most important to give to people who, in today's world, which includes technology, which includes books, paper, you know, paper books, hard copies, whatever. But what do you think is the most important thing when it comes to, you know, writing?
Actually, three. Number
Mhm.
one, connection. Connect with your fellow humans from all around the world. And you can easily, most effectively do this on Facebook. Yes, I use Facebook. Facebook is like the most powerful tool these days. Number two, communicate with the people that you're connecting with. Get to know them. Maybe do an interview or something. And number three, collaborate with them. You never know what can happen. And number four, learn from them. The more people you connect with, the more you start learning and the more inspired you'll get, and the more likely you'll be like, all right, hey, if I want to be an author, I can do this. If they can do it, so can I. And then boom, there you go. You
Oh,
turn
that's a
that
very
no into a big fat yes.
big fat yes. I like that. I'm going to coin it sometime. A big fat yes. How did you actually feel about? Okay, so when you thought of writing this book, what was the first feeling or the first idea that was in your mind? I know it must have evolved through so many thoughts when you started writing, then when you move forward, then in the middle of the book, by the end of the book. But what was that first feeling? I want to know about that
It
first
was
feeling.
weird. It was so weird. It was so weird how it just happened. Because it wasn't like I was talking to my best friend and I was like, hey, you want to write a book with me? Like, I want to write a book called You Are the Love. Can you write it with me? No, that's not how it happened. It was like, I don't know, 12 o'clock in the morning and I was in bed and I was video chatting with him and, you know, we were just having fun and stuff, talking. And then I don't know how it happened, but it's like, we came up with You Are the Love, and I'm like, hey, let's write a book together, you know. And then, you know, he ended up getting the domain for the book website and stuff, and we started writing it, and it's almost done, and voila, it just happened. It just happened. I cannot explain it. That's
Wow.
probably how the best of the best of the best ideas come, is when two people are just doing whatever, and then whoop, it just pops up. It just pops up. There's no forcing. The ideas just start coming.
Yeah,
You're
I
not
think
thinking of it either. They just
yeah,
come.
that's very important. If you're not thinking about it, that means it's destined to happen. And things which are
Yeah.
destined to happen are the best ones. They're like
Uh-huh.
the ultimate thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So, do you think that? So, basically, I get this feel that when you thought of this book, and at the same time, you thought of co-authoring it, it was not something planned, and at the same time, it doesn't feel that you felt any difficulty while writing it. Is that correct?
No, no, me and my best friend, we both thought of it. We were both in this together. It wasn't like I started driving the train and he hopped on. No, we were both on the train when it started going. No, we're in this together. We both came up with it. We both started writing it together. And yeah, no, it's
But
not
it was
just,
no difficulty, really.
huh?
But it was no difficulty, as in,
No,
seems
it
like
was,
it was more of a fun thing rather than being like something of difficulty to you, was it?
no difficulty whatsoever. And writing the chapters, like, I would sit down on my laptop and I instantly was like the chapter, and then I read it, I'm like, is that me writing?
Yeah, that kind of thing happens because I've read a couple of people, a few poets as well, and it is said about them when they wrote their autobiographies and biographies, they would actually say it, that when we were writing, we would just write that thing down, and by the end of it, we would actually think that, is it us who have written this, or is this somebody else?
Yeah, I
So
know. That's literally the feeling I had. And
that's a
what was even cooler is for actually, let's see, one chapter, two chapters. Okay, so the first chapter was all me. And then me being a people person, and likes to involve people in the stuff I'm working on. Let me give you an example for one chapter. Love is healing, healing is love. Ha ha ha. I decided to text interview some people on Messenger, in fact, about the subject. And then what I do is just copy and paste the whole thing, put it in the chapter, edit it, yada, yada, yada. So then I'd have all this great content from my friends and everything else. So where was I going with this? I have no idea.
that would
Oh,
have been interesting.
that
That would have been really. That's gonna be so. Okay, just one question that I really want to. This is gonna be a little out of context, but what do you think, the licensed nursing assistant? Where did that come from? I mean, it does not even match the rest of the profile. What were you thinking? When did you got this degree, or this?
okay. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Me like to help people. Me being licensed nursing assistant, I get to help people. I get to help elderly people. So doesn't matter what it is, I help people, and that's what I love. That's how it fits in.
Great. That's so cute. Yeah. Yeah. So you actually got a license for doing that. Nice. I like the
Yes.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have been getting licenses in Pakistan, I think I would have gotten one too. But there is
Yeah,
a
I think
license.
you would make a great one, in fact. A really great one. You're such a natural, you have such a warm, caring personality, and you just have this very glowing aura around you. You would do good.
Thank you. Oh my God. Nobody has ever praised me live.
Oh.
People write that stuff down, and later when I'm done with the interview or whatever, and they would write that kind of stuff over there. But you are probably the eighth or ninth person calling me a natural. That word I've listened from so many people that, so I think I've got scope there, right?
Yes. Well, hey, if I feel something for someone, I'm gonna say it. I don't care if I'm in the street in front of a million people, or if I'm live, or if I'm texting somebody. If I feel something, I'm gonna say it.
Great. Okay, so what about the shadow minister? What's the story behind that?
Oh, this is such a cute story. I love this. So, once upon I might as well just tell my whole story because it all ties in. So, once upon a time on a midsummer morning back in January of last year, I was just getting started on Facebook. I was a complete nobody. No one knew me, let alone Pakistan. No one knew me from Pakistan. And I connected with someone from Pakistan and he wanted to interview me, and he was a part of Rehan Foundation. More about that later. And he wanted to interview me and learn about me and my life story. I'm like, oh, hey, cool. Someone wants to know about me? Nice. So we booked the interview for January 9th, 2021. And he interviewed me, and I did it not knowing that one interview would change my life forever. And then after that, I started connecting with more and more people from Pakistan and from all over the world, and more people started interviewing me. So the more interviews I had as a guest, the more people I started connecting with. Flash forward to May 4th, the big day. So I've been following Rehan Alawala. He is very well known in Pakistan for his works in connecting the people and for encouraging people to teach what they know via technology and everything else. He's very amazing. I love that guy. And I've been wanting to be his friend for like the past couple of months prior. And I think back in April, I actually joined his group and I introduced myself and I said so. And he's like, well, once you reach 1,000 mutual friends with me, then I'll send you a friends request. I don't think it'll be any problem for such an amazing person like you. I'm like, oh yeah. And I remember I was like at 88 mutuals with him. And I started connecting. May 4, check my notification. Boom! Rehan, oh, well, I sent you a friends request. I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Went live with them the same day. Boom! Started connecting with a whole lot of people. And started introducing me to more people and stuff. And then I got inspired to. No, it's funny because actually when we were doing the live, he actually kind of hinted that I should become the shadow minister of kindness for his political party, the Insan Party. So he kind of gave me the hint, and I was like, okay. I didn't really do anything with it back then, but since I was just getting started. But once I started, starting doing actually interviewing people myself and stuff, then I'm like, all right, I'm going for it. So I did everything, started interviewing people about kindness, boom, become the shadow minister of kindness. So that's how that whole thing worked out.
I see that luck is really playing a major role in whatever you're doing. I'm noticing it
Yes.
because when you thought of writing down your book, it just came to you and then you start working on it. Of course, you must have put your heart and your mind to it, but it's not everybody who gets the chance to, sort of play their role in life. And I think you've been very, very fortunate, and this is a really wonderful thing. And so is I think so is the case with the Minister of Kindness, that you if you were looking for that, as in when you were looking for Rehan Alawala to become your friend, and then all of a sudden you've got an interview call, you gave the interview, and then you're like, okay, fine. So, and how it all moved on. I think it is really brilliant, and I see that there is this destiny playing its role, and then there is your luck, which is you're very fortunate, which is very nice.
Yes. Yes.
It's wonderful.
Pakistan has played a major role in my success so far, and I have a very huge love for Pakistan, and I love the people down there and everything else.
Oh, that's
it's my home away from home. I really do feel connected.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. We have with us right now Rais Aliyar. He's just commented. So I'm just going to show his comment over the screen so that you can have a look at it as well. Rais Aliyar says, Mashallah, which is, you know what Mashallah is, right? It's like,
I think I know what that means. I've heard of
yeah,
that. God
yeah,
willing? Something like that?
yeah.
No, that's inshallah. No.
It's
Oh,
like praise be to Allah that it's very nice when you appreciate somebody. So you say, yeah, mashallah. It's a very
oh,
positive gesture, and you involve God in it. It's all
hmm
the more positive. So
oh, wow.
mashallah, really fruitful and intellectual conversation. This I'm going to hide this because usually what will happen that I don't know if you've gotten a chance to visit my prior talks, but what happens is that whenever people send something which is of appreciation, I usually display it on the main
Yeah.
screen so that everybody else can see it, and you know and of course the guest can see it as well. So I'm not the only one who's going to enjoy the fruits of being praised. So yeah, so that's about it. So I just showed it there, and I'm going to hide it. Yeah. So okay, so up for the next question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, by the way, tell me what kind of material have you since always that when you were a child, because you were a ferocious reader. So what kind of material did you prefer reading? As in, what was
Mm.
your own interest?
I could not read like textbooks and things like that. It was too dry for me. It was like bleh. It was like a foreign language. I was just reading like I would just fall asleep. But what the kind of books that I like is when the person that's writing them has like a little sense of humor and actually writes like they're actually talking, like gives some inflection in their writing. You know what I'm saying? Instead
Yeah.
of this, and this is this, and that is that. It just bores me. It just bores me. So like the type of books that I like reading is like storybooks and things like that. Things with a story behind it.
Mm. It's always more interesting, and it's always something that clings to your mind. You know, one of the researches, it actually states that when you have a story in a book, as in if you like the pictures that you have in a book, but when you have a story, the moral of that story would usually cling to your mind somehow or the other, because maybe at times you would connect yourself with it, and maybe at times even if you don't connect with the story, it would be easier for your mind to remember it. So it's somewhat a strategy to make people remember what they're trying
Mm.
to deliver to the masses. So it would be just, it would come naturally to them, and it would be very nice if it would be nice material that would cling to your mind. So that's it. Okay, so I'm going to move to the next question, so that because I'm looking at the time right now, and so we've already spent about 38 minutes. And I want that a few other questions should also be asked from you so that people can actually get to know you, a bit
Mm.
better than they know you right now. And I would also like that we should be doing this some other time as well so that we can talk about some other things. By the way, one question that I have kind of slipped or skipped, whatever you want to call it, but it was about, you remember you mentioned the chapter from your book, that was the tsunami of love,
Yeah.
and I asked you, would you like to explain that to me? And you laughed, and then I was like, fine, I'll ask you when I would be interviewing you. So now you have to tell me, what was that about, the tsunami of love? Hey, why don't you read something out of your do you have some material right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then something out of your book. That would be so interesting. I'm going to put down the pen. Here we
Okay.
go.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, let's see. I got a poem that I just wrote. This was like one day I just sat down and I wrote this.
Okay.
And I did not even edit this.
Okay.
It's called Love Without Reason.
Oh.
Why do you love me? Do you love me because I'm beautiful? Do you love me because of my intellect? Do you love me because how much money I have? Do you love me because of that nice car I have? Or maybe the nice house that I own? I love you because I love you. There is no reason behind my love. Yes, you are beautiful. Yes, you are smart and intelligent. Yes, you do have a lot of money. Yes, you do have a nice car. And yes, you do have a pretty house. But is that the main reason why I love you? No, because there is no reason for my love. There is no reason for my love because my love is there. I love you for who you are. I embrace your flaws, your imperfections. I love you for you. The best kind of love is when people love for no reason. When they love for a reason, the love exists because of that reason. When the reason is gone, the love is gone. When there is no reason, then the love is impossible to disappear. The end.
Oh, great. No, seriously, this is really nice. So you think that love without a reason, number one, it will not disappear, and number two, that's the real love
Yes.
that
Mm-hmm.
exists.
Yep.
Of
The real
course.
love. The real love is when someone loves you for you. That's it. Not because they have a nice car or because you're beautiful or anything else. They just love you for you.
Great. That's like speaking your heart out. I remember this one, recently I was having, oh my God, though I shouldn't be quoting this, but this recently I was seeing this. I think I shouldn't be quoting this. So let's just skip it. Then I thought of plagiarism. I said if I quote it right here, it would be like copying something. But I'm saying I've picked the lines up from somewhere else, so it's not plagiarism really. But I was seeing this. I was seeing something. I wouldn't even call it a movie or a drama or anything like that. I don't want to name it because then people will figure out what it is. So that will be again an issue. So in the middle of it, it's more or less like it's like why are you rolling your eyes? But in the middle of it, I think I should skip it, right?
No, go
Because
ahead.
the
No,
play
no,
thing,
no, no,
I
no.
can't
You
do it.
share it.
Let's just
You
go with
share
it.
it. You already went for it. You gotta finish it.
No, I think if I do it, it will be like copy paste
No,
something else,
you already
and
said you already said it wasn't coming from you.
yeah, I did. So
So
that
it
happened.
doesn't matter. Share it.
First, you share something because we're running out of time. You just have 15 more minutes to go, so you have to share so much. Okay, so
Share
I'm going
what?
to, I will by the end of this. I will share it anyways because I'm really a naggy person. That's why.
Wow.
So no, I'm not really. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So yeah, so one or two questions that I think I should be asking you before the time runs out is that okay? Tell me this one thing. When I'm not going to. Oh, great. I have to show a few other things, and we're just left with 15 minutes. So I'll be very quick about this, and I can move to the questions so that when you answer, you should be comfortable and without any interruptions. I'm going to just share this message. We have Hamdan Zulfikar here with us, and he agrees with because you just spilt out some of the material that you just entered in your book, and he is agreeing with the concept, saying that yes, love is always unconditional.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, Hamdan, thank you so very much. If you wouldn't have said it, we would have never known. Okay, so okay, this is again. Let's hide this. So let's move a bit. We've got Momna who's just joined us as well. By the way, just to bring it to your knowledge, Momna Talib. She just joined us. Probably she was a bit late, but she was. You've got us in too much suspense now, ma'am. She's actually a Read Pakistan member. She's one of the board members, actually,
Oh,
and
cool.
she. Yeah, yeah. So she's been
I
around
think
from.
I think you're gonna have to connect me with her.
Of course, I will. This is definitely going to be the thing once we're done with this, Jasmine. I also want that I have to say it live so that I can later. I have proof that I can get you into things. So what I'm going to do is that once this read talk is over, we're going to keep sessions, one or two more, because in this session we had too many questions. Also, we had the book that you are still. I mean, it's still to be to be there out in the market. It's still to be published. So at the end of the day, I really wanted to say a few words about your book, and I also wanted your input into that, as in to say a few lines or to introduce us before your book is out. But another of the sessions that we might just have is that's going to focus on humans and how reading can influence humans as well. Because one thing, Jasmine, that I've noticed about you is that you are kind of really much involved with the human approach and with humanism to the maximum level. And I think that is the most important thing nowadays. When we talk of books, it's actually bringing us knowledge, but at the end of that road, whenever there is knowledge, there is wisdom at the end of that road. So, and the wisdom actually brings us back to humans, which is again very rare nowadays. So I wanted to focus one talk with you that should be actually focusing humans and the love for humans, how that's going to go. So generally we've talked about your book and it's very, very interesting, but at the end it's all about humans and how they should be taken care of and how they should be loved.
Yes. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I'm going to say that one thing that I was about to say, because over here you see everybody is kind of writing right here. You've got us into too much suspense now, ma'am. Then Hamdan is then saying, exactly, I'm curious too. Well, I heard these 2-3 lines. I'm going to share them because you shared your love approach. And also, I completely agree. And this recently, I was seeing something, and I'm going to just simply share that over, with you guys. There was this person and there is his wife. I was also quoting this to a friend of mine, because when I saw that, it was like so much real. Like he's like a bad guy and he is completely in love with his wife. And when she comes down, she's standing somewhere at an elevated place. So when she comes down, he looks at her and she reaches to him and he says that whenever she is around, I feel that almost my heart is outside my body. So you understand how love is. It's quite touching, I know. And it's like that, if you want to feel love, then it doesn't have to stay inside you. It has
Yeah.
to, yeah,
Branch
it
out.
has,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. So, well, he said probably in a different context, but I wanted to turn the context a little around. So, yeah. So, but it's so real, isn't it? So, because you're writing a book on love, so at the end of the day, I think you would understand it the most.
Yeah, I probably would. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that.
10
Uh-huh.
years down the line, you will almost understand it, as if it was part of your body, or it was part of your thinking process, or it was part of your heart.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to come back to the serious topics again. Okay, so when no, no, we
I'm
don't want
joking. I'm joking.
to. Okay, okay, I'm not saying it. Mm, oh my goodness, people are actually commenting on my God, this is probably Jasmine, this is really amazing, because usually when I'm having an interview with somebody, usually people are just intrigued by the thoughts or impressed by the personalities that come here. And then they're not really sticking or clinging to the informal capacities
Right.
of the conversation. And I see that everything over here is like literally getting into the informal domain. So this is quite brilliant. Okay, Jasmine, I'm going to ask you a few, maybe one or two questions related with something that what kind of a person, or rather what kind of a book set, or what kind of a person, because you're studying humans nowadays. So what kind of people do you think are the most important lot
Mm.
while you have been studying humans, right? And you're investing your precious time while studying humans nowadays. So, what do you think? What was the most you see significant? I wouldn't really say, but what's the most interesting lot of people that you have come across? Somebody, I'm just saying, I'll divide it. Say, for instance, people who talked a lot, people who were very quiet, people whom, when you look at, you're like, oh my God, as in, OMG, this guy has something different to him. But what? you know, so what kind of lot have you actually come across? And those people were the ones who, who intrigued you the best.
Everyone. Everyone.
That's
Each and everyone,
diplomacy.
each and everyone that I've met is intriguing to me because they're all different and they're all unique, that I'm just intrigued by their uniqueness. So you asked me to pick a specific lot. I'm not picking a specific lot because I find everyone intriguing because they're all different from me.
Diplomacy. Oh, that's
Yeah.
diplomacy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You're naughty. This
I'm not.
diplomacy.
I refuse to pick a specific lot because there is no specific lot. The specific lot is everyone that I come in contact with.
Okay, so there are people, no, I can actually vouch for certain lots. Like, for instance, people who are extremely quiet would always intrigue me somehow or the other, because why are they quiet? What's like there in life to be so quiet about? Or people who are always angry. Why would they be always angry? There's like a lot of questions
Wait,
with.
okay, all right. So there is a lot that does kind of intrigue me. It's the ones that, wants to video chat you. Well, actually, okay. Well, the ones that like haven't even known me. Oh, hey, can you be my girlfriend? I really love you. I find you very attractive. And then they start video chatting you like 24/7, and it's like you tell them no, and then you're like, why? And I'm like, I said no. Why? I said no. Why? I said no. When I mean no, I mean no.
They're the ones who are intriguing you. I think they're
Hey,
the ones who are annoying you, because you're like saying no. If they would have intrigued you, you would have said yes.
no, I'm still intrigued because they annoy me. And I'm intrigued on the fact of I usually don't get annoyed, but when that happens, I get annoyed. And I'm just intrigued on how they could do that.
Right, Jasmine. I'm not going to question this any further. You know that.
Nice one.
In a private chat, who was this person who was really intriguing you, and that too in this manner? Interesting. People like these, I would just throw them and kick them out. I was like, I know, intriguing personality, da 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 da, and so on. But it's fine. It's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not gonna.
Well, I do get them out of my life, but I'm still intrigued. The feeling
You
of
are
intrigue sticks with me. I'm like,
great.
how could they possibly do that to me? How? Like, how?
That was a good face. Okay.
Ah.
So well, for answer number one, you said that everybody intrigues you, but to an extent, yes, I can sort of agree with that, because everybody has uniqueness, and definitely that clings to one's mind, not only just mind but to emotion as well. Okay, so okay, tell me one thing. What do you think, if it is preferred, as in if if the ball is in your court, what kind of, so I'm actually putting up um, a preposition in front of you. You have an option to write another book, except for You Are the Love. So you're done with this. It's published. It's a super hit out there. People love it. People understand your idea and your concept, and it's like a kaboom for you now. So now you have been given an option that, okay, so you're coming up with another of your book, and it's going to be about
humans.
oh, seriously? It's like, seriously, Jasmine, this is like really crazy.
Yeah.
No, just not randomly. Something about humans.
No, humans.
Jen, what do you want to know about them, baby girl?
It's the fact that everyone's human and everyone's equal, which we all are. I don't care what anyone says.
So you will be writing about equality and the equality of humans, right?
Yes, on a global scale.
I get it. You're getting
Okay, all right, get this, okay? So sure, I live in the United States. You live in Pakistan.
Okay.
There is a huge similarity between these two countries. And guess what that is? Yes, you guessed it, we're both from the planet Earth. Every single human on this planet lives on the Earth. It doesn't matter what country you're from, you still live on Earth. You're human and you live on Earth. Wow.
Okay.
That was powerful.
Okay, you made your point. I think you made enough points for today. So we're going to time out. You're going time out today. That's it. I'm not going to put forward any more questions. So we have a lot of appreciation here, and even though so today basically was the time, which is not usually Read Pakistan's. It's not a Read Talk time actually, because it. So when I do talks, mostly what happens is that it's from 7 till 8. It's usually a Saturday or a Friday. But of course, because now that we humans belong to planet Earth, we also have problems with time zones. And so you couldn't come at that time. And so we managed it to be around this time. But what we'll be doing is that this talk is also going to go on in the recorded version from 7 till 8 on Friday as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you're getting a bit of more marketing. So anyhow, but it's all good. Yeah, of course we.
Shukriya, respected Api.
You just called me Api. I know you asked me if you could call me Api, right? Last time that we were chatting. Yeah, that was cute, by the way. Where did you learn it from? Oh, seriously? No. You did? Really? I mean, how? Use the dictionary?
Humans.
Which proved your point just now. Great, nice going. That's a nice ending, actually. Okay, so everybody who was going, what was the stare for? Say it so that I can just wrap this up now.
What? I wasn't staring.
Okay, that's good. Okay. No, Jasmine, it was so lovely to have you. And seriously, it's very brilliant. It's always good to have a person who's really synced into your personality. And, it's always a joint effort. I really love the way that you replied to my question. It was wonderful that you said that it's a joint effort and it always pays off. Being there and being there together is like wonderful thing. It actually does prove that you have been a host yourself, an interviewer yourself. But I think the best definition that I would actually give to you would be that you are definitely a motivational speaker, but I think the best definition of your personality is genuinely the shadow minister of kindness, because you are extremely sweet and you have been such a sport by being here and making everything go so live. It was live, yes, which is written up there, but it was live in other
Well,
contexts.
let me tell you something. This is the first time for me that I've ever been live with someone for an hour. You're the first one.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
You're the first one.
oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't have the fan, but I'm so yeah, but it is wonderful. People who have been watching this from the middle and they were not given the opportunity to watch this in since the beginning, as in from the beginning. I should just once more introduce I'm just going to introduce Jasmine one more time, and I'm going to tell everybody who's listening. Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell everybody who's listening and watching us that she is a licensed nursing assistant. That is definitely by option and due to her good heart. She has been a motivational speaker. She still is. And I think she's done a wonderful, brilliant job even today for being the motivational speaker for so many out there and for me as well. And she is definitely a very cool author. She has published, obviously, she has published, but she's going to get into that notion of publishing even more after her book, You Are the Love. So this is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing effort. I personally would like to get a copy and read it because
how about this? How about this? Not only can you get a copy, but you can get featured in the book.
Yeah.
For free.
For free. I have to pay for it.
You do not have to pay for it.
Oh my god. I think you like
Get featured in the chapter of The Tsunami of Love. Have the opportunity to write up to 2 paragraphs.
The Tsunami of Love. Why did you choose me for The Tsunami of Love?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of people I've selected too.
The name is very intriguing. So I've written it down, I can get you and pin you down on that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
All
Great.
Free. You'll have your name in it. You'll have your name in it and everything.
Great. I will be so happy. Thank you so very much. I'm definitely going to write something down for you. Of course, the good ones. I'm not going to be really mean. I'll be nice.
You better not be. It's about love, not meanness.
Yeah, I know. I have to maintain the aura. Yeah. So, yeah, of course. So, yeah. So she is in herself, of course, she is being hosted today, people, but she is herself a host. She has been there. So she's been there, done that. At the same time, she was the shadow minister of kindness. She still is serving as in the capacity through the Insan Party founded by Rehan Allahbala, who is also a good friend of hers and also a person whom she likes because he's nice. I'm supposed to say good stuff about him too. So, and that's about it. So, and yeah, another show that she has hosted was a GCN. And of course, she is the documentary creator. So all of these titles and all of these wonderful, I think, tags would be tagged with this young lady he's very tiny and very petite right now, but she will be a big star one day when I would be like, oh, please, can I have an interview with you? And you'd be like, I don't have time, I'm so sorry.
No, I'd be like, oh, heck yeah.
No, you'll be a big star then.
I have a confession to make. Very wonderful introduction that you made of me, but in reality, I'm just a human being doing my part to make this world a better place.
Oh my God, that's like humility, huh? Oh my God, that's a lot of humility coming my way.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying, I'm just a human, Okay,
keep it up, human. You're a good human, Jasmine, a very good human. That's wonderful. I had such a lovely time with you, Jasmine, today. Thank you so very much for giving Read Pakistan time. And I think whoever was watching us right now and whoever will be watching us when we would be, this show is going to go on in the recorded form on Friday, inshallah. So I think people are definitely going to enjoy this. This is the most informal thing that has ever come up my way. And I completely love it. And thank you very much, Jasmine. I'm definitely going to read your book. It's going to be a superb effort. I'm sure about that, even before reading it, even prior to having the copy in hand. So it's going to be a wonderful effort. And thanks a lot that you have, given us time. Read Pakistan, on behalf of Read Pakistan and Read Pakistan itself, is very much obliged and gratified that you have spent such nice quality time with us. And we really appreciate your efforts. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Shukriya. Shukriya.
Oh la la. Shukriya. That's nice.
Did you know that shukriya means both thank you and you're welcome in Urdu?
Yeah, that's why I didn't say you're welcome.
Okay. That's good.
Okay. All right then. You take care of yourself. Thanks a lot, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
Take care. Bye bye.